When you think about money or your personal finances, what thoughts or feelings arise? Do your palms get sweaty? Does your mind start to race? Do you feel a sense of impending doom or incessant worry whenever you hear someone talk about finances? Do you feel like it's not even something you can or should discuss with anyone else? If you ever get anxious or stressed about your financial situation or the thought of money in general, you're certainly not alone. Over the next 7 sessions, I'll be helping you gain a deeper understanding of the stress we feel surrounding money, how to manage it, and how that stress may be the source of some unhelpful financial habits. We've partnered with the team behind the Mint Personal Finance app to bring you insights into the impacts of financial stress on the brain and some simple tools that you can use to help. By the end of this course, you should be well on your way toward building good financial habits and managing any stress or anxiety around money that comes up. Let's start with the elephants in the room: willpower and guilt. Many of us feel guilty about our spending habits or financial status and can be very hard on ourselves for lacking the willpower to make smarter decisions. We might even tell ourselves that we're bad with money or develop a negative self-image about our ability to resist certain unhelpful financial behaviors. But according to the latest research on how our brains work, willpower is lowest exactly when we need it the most. And believe it or not, it's our automatic behaviors, our habits, and not our willpower that are the key to making helpful decisions. So take that self-blame and shame and toss it out the window. There's nothing wrong with your willpower, and there's nothing for you to feel shame about. But shame and guilt aren't the only way that money shows up in our lives. At one level, money is just a small piece of paper or digital entity that we can trade for goods and services. Think of it as a convenient way to exchange something you have for something that you need or want. When you go out for dinner, it's a lot easier to pay your bill with money than barter with the manager for how long you will wash dishes out. But we all have different ideas surrounding money that may be influenced by various factors, like financial situation of your family or caretakers while you are growing up, your current financial situation, and what you think will happen in the future. In addition to our upbringing and attitudes surrounding money, our spending habits also influence the presence of money in our lives. What are your typical financial habits? Are you an overspender, a budgeter, an over-budgeter, a saver, an investor? Your habits may be different based on where you are in life, or even different in different situations. They can fluctuate with your moods and be motivated by the various goals you wish to achieve, such as saving enough money to buy a house, a car, nice clothes, traveling, getting married, having kids, and so on. We may have some financial habits that deter us from achieving these goals, and other habits that are supportive of reaching these goals. While we all have different attitudes and habits about money, almost all of us have experienced financial stress at one point or another. Why do we get so stressed out about money? Well, the simplest reason is that money allows us to survive in the modern world. We need money for food, clothing, and shelter, of course, but also things that help us participate in activities or belong to groups that we care about. You've probably heard about the fight, flight, freeze response, our body's automatic built-in response to protect us. Back when we were living in caves, this could help us avoid danger by giving us a burst of energy to jump away from a snake or freeze perfectly still when confronted by a tiger. We don't come across many snakes or tigers these days, but the fight, flight, freeze response can be triggered anytime we feel fear, even when there's no immediate danger. And since we need money to survive in modern society, the thought of not having enough to buy food or pay rent can trigger a stress response. In that moment, it really does feel like it's life or death. And since bills are always due, that stress never really goes away. Over time, it builds into deep anxiety about your finances and ability to feel safe in the world. Does this sound familiar? Think about your own financial picture for a minute. Do you have a big bill coming up? Are you worried about having enough in your bank account for tomorrow or next month or some big upcoming event, like a vacation or retirement? Or do you avoid even thinking about money at all? If you're like most people, one or more of these questions hits home, and you may be feeling some stress or anxiety right now just thinking about it. In the next few lessons, you'll learn to work with that stress and build supportive habits. But for now, let's just take one deep, calming breath. And simply be aware that you're here now, and you're more than the stress you feel. Whenever stress and anxiety begin to rise at the thought of finances, bills, or future events, it's important to remember to breathe. You can just pause for a deep breath, or check out the breathing tool in the Unwinding section of the app. Taking a moment for yourself costs nothing, is always available and doesn't require a trip to the store.